Yo, what's up guys? So what do you need to make the transition from a program manager to a product manager? I think this is a question that's on the minds of a lot of people who are looking to make that transition. And I wanted to give you guys my own personal thoughts on it. So let's just go ahead and jump into the post. So the writer says, need advice, switching to PM from non-tech program manager. And he says, what are the additional skill sets that I need? And his total comp is 111,000. And it looks like he's working for Amazon. All right. So first of all, let's just understand what program managers do. For the most part, program managers are a little bit broader in scope in terms of what they do than, let's say, a typical project manager. They're typically managing programs, which are basically multiple projects kind of put together. If you think of a program, let's say a program for launching a brand new platform or a new product or a new feature, program managers are typically there to manage timelines, dates, the scope of what actually is going to get done, and they just basically make sure that things get delivered on time as scheduled with the same quality bar that the team expects. And so in those cases, program managers will often work alongside another product manager or multiple product managers. I think it really depends on the company, the organization, the industry, and also the team. But I've seen anywhere from multiple program managers and technical program managers working alongside one or two PMs. But that ratio, I think, can depend on, the scope of the team and, how complex the work is being done. That's the standard job description of what a program manager does. Now, on the flip side, a product manager, there are things that a program manager does that a product manager does. They still need to keep track of the schedule. They need to align and set expectations with their stakeholders. They need to be able to speak in meetings. They need to be able to talk to customers. But I would say from a product manager standpoint, they're spending a lot more time figuring out, hey, what are the major pain points that our target audience, our target customers, our users are having, and how do we address those problems? And so they're spending a lot of time doing that research, talking to UX, talking to research, talking to support teams, customer support, and a variety of other groups, and trying to figure out how to solve for those problems. And so if you want to be able to make that transition from program manager to product manager, I think there's a couple things you're going to need to do in terms of building up the skill sets. Number one, you're going to have to be very good and demonstrate your ability to prioritize, because as a product manager, there's always going to be a lot more things that you could be doing than you have time allotted for. And so you're going to be constantly be asked to juggle prioritizations and be asked, hey, why should we do X over Y? And give me the justification for doing so. And so that skill set of being able to weigh the pros and cons, understand the trade-offs, and be able to articulate and communicate those trade-offs to your stakeholders so that your engineers can buy into it is something that you absolutely need to do. You also need to be good at problem solving. You might not be the one to actually do the coding or building the actual software or hardware products, but you have to have a very clear, structured way of problem solving and be able to apply a sort of a structured way of thinking when it comes to problem solving. You have to be able to scope the size of the problem. You have to be able to identify the total market opportunity and be able to say, we should be able to go after this because of X, Y, and Z reason, which includes, the strategic implications as well as the monetization opportunity, as well as, the customer impact. There's just a lot of different things that you have to consider. And so being able to kind of be able to zoom out and look at the holistic picture and the overall strategy, and then being able to kind of dive into the weeds and be able to get your hands dirty is something that product managers absolutely must be able to do. And so I think you can flex and work on these skills as a program manager, but you also want to double down and maybe look for opportunities where you can engage with other product managers, or even take on an opportunity to do like a 20% project where you're actually doing PM type of work. That's probably the best way to actually get your foot in the door and showcase to the next hiring manager that you're well equipped and have the experience and the chops to pull it off. Last but not least, I'll also say that being able to communicate both verbally as well as through written communication. Here at Amazon, it's supremely important that you're able to articulate your thoughts, to disagree and commit, and to basically be the face of your product or your feature, and be able to tell management, hey, this is what I need in terms of resources. This is a proposal that we have for launching XYZ widget, and here's why. And so being able to communicate at all levels of the organization, from VPs down to individual contributors, is something that you absolutely must have. And that's probably something that a lot of program managers don't have the opportunity to do. But when you're in a PM role, whether you're a junior PM or even a principal, you're going to have to do that at all levels. So being able to articulate, being able to communicate at all levels of the organization is something that I think you definitely want to build on if you don't have it already. Those are kind of the three main skill sets that I would focus on and prioritize. There's going to be a lot of other things that are also really important, but those are more kind of nice to haves, and you can develop them while you're on the job. But being able to communicate, being able to prioritize, and then also be able to problem solve, I would say, are the prerequisites for making that transition. Anyways, guys, those are kind of my thoughts. What do you think about making that transition from program management to product? Have you personally done it before? If you have and you've successfully made that transition, drop some comments down below so that you can help them out. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.